I move approve the minutes as presented.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. We're all in favor because there's only three of us, so.
Yep.
Okay,
Aye.
all right, thank you.
In that note, Mr. President,
Yeah.
Dave Bunward is stopped. I was out of the office. He was trying to find me, but he talked to Leanne and said he's had a commitment these last few and apologized, and he should be here the next meeting.
Okay. All right. Mr. Mayor, thank you for being here today. And we appreciate the media being here. Monthly year-to-date stats and balances, Hal?
I would go over them. Everything looks good. You'll start to see the number climb as we talk about what we're doing, because we'll start bringing money in with foundations, different stuff. But actually, lot sales this last month, or February, was 24, which is not bad. I mean, different situations, but I mean, you'll start seeing some more coming in. So we're doing okay that wise. Stat-wise, we're still, if you look, of course, February was only 31% cremains, but overall it's 44. So I think you're going to see that about average out of 50-50 or get real close is what I'm guessing. Yeah, so that's all I have on the stats and stuff.
Okay. We signed deeds. We had, looks like we had 11 tonight.
No, you had 14.
We had 14?
14 deeds.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just kept signing, so,
Yeah.
all right. Unfinished business?
All right, well, we'll just go down and start. The first one, it says the bell frame. I have an employee working on with a street employee, or I guess Damien at the street is kind of overseeing him. He's doing it, and it is almost done. As soon as he finishes up, then Damien's going to help me get it to a powder coater, and we're going to powder coat that and the bell. So basically, it's a post frame, base frame. I don't know how to explain it. And then we're going to go across the top, and then it'll hang in the steel. This is 2-inch by 3-inch tube steel. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to carry this flag. And we're going to pour a pad back there, 5 foot by 5 foot, and bolt to it. Instead of the lever that you saw that Tom Kinch had, this will have a wheel on it. So they can grab a wheel and pull it. We're going to make it so it can lock. What we're doing, which is kind of fun when you have guys that are fabricators and we have the tools in the city to do it, with these plasma cutters, the top brace that goes across the top will say American Legion Post 49. Because we went on and that's where the bell came from. So that'll be up there. So I'm going to say, I know you and I can talk about it, I'm pretty sure by Memorial Day it'll be done. I'm going to sneak it into this first pour to get that set so we can have it out there for you.
So the plan at this point is that the bell will definitely be a part of the Memorial Day ceremony if we have it this year. And then also a Veterans Day for sure, and then we may have other occasions where we've been talking about that, but it's definitely going to be incorporated into a couple things we already do out there.
Well, yeah,
So-
my part of the improvement is to set it up for that.
Yeah.
Because one, I mean, anybody can use it, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but they use it every year and it's the best place to honor the bell.
Yeah.
And then, like I say, with the burn barrel that we're gonna be working on for them and stuff would be a nice accent up there also. And it promotes our military, which I have no problem doing that. With that, since we're talking about, it's not really old business, I've been putting these posts and brackets up. First expense of the brackets are a little bit, but the banners are not that bad. Then I may put a couple on the post out there so we can fly the banner flags along that I'm flying out through the cemetery out there also. If not, I put flags out there, but we may make it a little more modern. We don't know yet, so we're not done yet, but we're close. All we have left on the preacher stand is the back of the roof. And I'm going to build a new door eventually on the back. I have it shut.
It looks great though.
But it's coming along real well. So that's all on the bell. Your new floor for the chapel, Joel Dobbins came in. We've been talking verbally, and I told him I want to do it. He had a rough estimate. He finally got a quote. What you're going to see is when you walk in the main door on the side, and I'm sorry, I forget how many feet, but left of the door over to the wall, it'll be tile. It'll go all the way through tile, it'll go down the hallway into the bathroom, same tile. The rest will be carpet. That price came in at $13,600. He's ordering material as we speak, and then he'll let me know. We'll go get it cleaned out, ready for him, help him get the old carpet out, and have him lay. I like Joel's work. excuse me, he did the office floor, and he did the bathroom floor back at the shop. So I didn't get another quote, I went right with him, because I know how, if you'd seen him do that office, yeah, I'd hate to be the one to have to tear it up. He's got the membrane and everything in it, so I know it'll be done right. We will wrap the stand also. And the only thing, I'll throw it out now, I haven't priced it, I'll try to get it back to you. I would like to put a newer sound system in it than what's there, it's original. And it's just, here, we'll put this, it'll survive, and it's time to upgrade. But once again, it'll all fall in price, and I'll have to work in a budget. So with that, I'm excited about getting this done, because as our next meeting on this walking tour, and talking with the two ladies that came out and was doing some stuff, I told them in my vision, it'd be great to have that as a coffee bar and go in and talk genealogy. I mean, they can have people from the historical society in there, we'll have a booth outside kind of to greet or whatever, which is left up to you, I'm overstepping, I'm just giving them ideas. But that chapel's not used a lot, why not? Put up, get some tables, set them up, have somebody come in or whatever, forgot some kind of coffee bar, and then they can sit and talk genealogy or help put genealogy together if they're looking for loved ones and friends. And I think that'd be a big plus in this tour, as we're doing it for a few hours. So we'll get more of that. I'll check on sound system. We really don't need it for the tour. It's just part of updating is what I'm looking at. Everything else, bathrooms are fine, everything else is fine, so. And we, my crew, we repainted it 2 years ago, I believe, so we're okay there, okay? Next, I just put on there a walking tour. I didn't know, Ken, have you got anything to say on the walking tour?
They are, they have the people identified, we're not disclosing that quite yet. Hopefully, I think they're gonna be here tonight.
Supposed to be.
Yeah, but they're moving, those are two women, a force to be reckoned with, because they're moving hard on it. So,
Exactly.
yeah, so it's coming along together really well, so. And we had the date, we did have the date set on
Yeah, it's
it.
September, I'm sorry.
I wanna say
I don't know, I have to dig, sorry. I didn't have that ready. I believe so. We had two dates.
It's the 14th,
Yeah, and then we had the weekend
Yep.
after that, just in case
Yep.
of bad weather. Yep.
so it's coming along really well.
Sorry, and when was the month again?
It's September 14th,
Tentative late date.
tentative, that'll be the date, then we'll have a rain date in there too, but that's, yeah. We're looking forward to that, so. I think they've already been out walking.
They came out, yeah, that was a Tuesday, the 70-degree day.
Yeah.
We had a very nice conversation, and they just parked at the office and took off walking, and I teased them because most of them are all right in this area, and then they have one way out here.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but actually, Leanne asked him about Bosch. Yeah, Bosch, the one that, because I'm sorry, it's Bosch Mash, I have to look at it. He's the one that they purchased it off. And he was the first buried, and the stipulation was that he would be the first buried in there since he's selling the property. Well, lo and behold, his wife passed away of something, and he died like 2 weeks later. So the history is kind of cool, so the ladies are looking at that and maybe changing one out and putting him up, and he's into that cluster.
Interesting.
They actually said they've already contacted some people, they're getting some ideas, and I said, just keep putting them down, because if this is a success, I know Jeff has talked highly about it, some of the other people have talked about it, it's kind of the buzz, is that we just do it every 2 years. There are so many stories out there, why not? That's what this city was built on,
Yeah.
is those people out there, and that's why we're here today. So, there may be more, but anyway, I just wanted to put that in so you guys can all stay up on that. The front entrance, yes, sorry. Talked to Mike, this year we had a wall in the old section planned to do, and then this front, the front came in a little bit more than I thought, I'm still okay. Mike's trying to set up his schedule. I want this front done, it needs to be done, so it's got to take it over priority. I think in the fall, I'll have money on that wall, and we think it is, and he's okay with that, he's gonna call me, I was talking to his wife today. I said, but I gotta have a commitment, I don't mind if it's not done before Memorial Day, but I want it done before this walk. I said, I can't have it tore up.
Right.
So, they said it's perfect, they're on a couple big projects, and so they're looking at June to do this. Now, so you know, currently the price, and hopefully we're gonna do some of the work, maybe I can get it beat down a little bit, but it's $39,000 to do this front. It's a little salty. Now, you gotta understand, all the bushes, everything has to be taken out, gravel, there has to be limestone packed in there. There has to be some walls built around to secure all this and then lay this. And the whole idea is, so when I walk away from that place, whenever I do, that's not gonna fall apart. That's why I spend the money I'm spending. We could do it, but it might last 5 years, you know what I mean? Mike does it right with his crew, that's what, I want it done right. I don't want somebody that follows me up going, calling me names and stuff. I want it to stay. So that's all these walls. He's done a fabulous job. So that's kind of priority one right now, is that. And like I say, money-wise, we're okay. I have some money in the perm account also to do some roads. Not near enough after I talked to Dustin, but that's okay, I'm learning. I thought $30,000 would go a long way. It doesn't in the microfiber business, but that's okay. So we still may do a couple roads and then we'll get some more money for next year. We're okay, nothing really bad. This is just, it's like preventive. It just keeps them from going bad down the road. We've done some and we're just trying to be good stewards so that they don't fall apart. So if we miss a year, we're okay, but I think we still have some money to do a couple of them. To follow on, not to keep you here, the wood giveaway, not bad. We had another 7 loads last month. This month, we've had a couple gentlemen come, so I think, I don't know, I know you have more stats than I have probably on that, but I think it's going well. Ken's organization is the one they go to now to get it. They seem to be pretty happy, and it's mainly time frame. They can get there 5 days a week, where they couldn't at the other locations.
Is it down this year with the weather as warm as it's been? Is that,
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, it's fickle when we do this. I mean, sometimes you get slammed. A lot of you understand is people, it's low incomes, and a lot of them don't have trucks.
Yeah.
So they're begging somebody or getting somebody or working something out with somebody to get a truckload.
okay.
Yeah, it'd be cool to have a service, but we couldn't do that, to get it to them. So, yeah, it's about, we're getting our regulars, we've lost a couple, it's a friendship thing, some of the older guys,
Yeah.
and we haven't seen, and so we're kind of worried about, I mean, we're watching, bits, which is sad, because that's how our ages, they're still alive. Or they might have went to nursing home, we don't know, so we lose some of the older guys, but still a lot of the regulars are coming. But I would say, yeah, probably down a little bit. I don't remember the total, I did
No,
ask
that's fine.
what it
Just
was.
with the warmer weather, I just thought maybe it'd be less people.
I would say yes. I don't think they're burning as much, but they're finally understanding they can get a load a month.
Okay.
And then before it was like, I would go, you realize you can get a load a month,
Yeah.
and it starts here. Like, I don't care if it's 60 degrees, we're starting here, come get a load,
Right.
that way it can build up for them.
Right.
So some of them are smart enough to get built
Okay,
up just in
okay.
case. Yep, it's totally fine. And as far as wood, plenty. The pen is full. The 2 red oaks, like I say, we have a ton back there. Dustin, I think NIPSCO's cutting 2 right down here. And he told NIPSCO, there's no sense you hauling it away. So I told him we'd help haul. He said, no problem. They're gonna take it to their place and put it, and if we need some to haul. And then Dustin has some guys that cut also to wood, so we've been in contact with that. So he's trying to go around the areas and they take him down and say, hey, look, you don't have to haul that away. We can take it there, so to have a stockpile. So we're all good there. Any questions before I go into new business? We okay? All right. New business, first line is banners. You guys last meeting said it was okay to do 150th anniversary, and the 2 up front in the bracket, and they are hanging now. I do have a picture on my phone if you want to see them, if you have the buy. We got those up and the banners are flying. I'm anxious to get the rest of the banners up. I keep going, how warm, when can I do it? Should I? It's not going to hurt anything, but we kind of want to do a spring thing, so I'm anxious to get those up. So that's going real well. We talked a little bit about the 2 red oaks. That's the next line there. Beaver Dam came and did that. It was an all-day job. They had a huge crane. Honestly, the price I thought was very good. It sounds like a lot. Beaver Dam cuts me a break because all they have to do is cut it and drop it. Then my guys come in and we do all the cleaning. Usually they haul it away, crush everything. It was $4,000, that's including with the crane. So they had to take everything down the crane because they were hanging over the office.
Right.
But if you ever watch them work, it's amazing. I mean, you're thinking they're getting nothing done, but strategically they've got themselves 60 feet in the air and they're tying themselves off, and then they're taking limbs down there like this, and the father does it, is very intelligent. He set ropes, I watched one huge piece, I mean, the piece wouldn't fit in this area, that he was taking down, and he's 50, 60 feet in the air, and when he cut that loose, that crane got it, it leveled itself out and sat there, and I'm like, it's pretty amazing, pretty amazing, yeah, pretty amazing. That's why I like using them, I haven't had any damage. So we will use the fall off of that to split up, cut up, and that'll be part of firewood next year. With that, here is a picture. If you want to look at it, I'll take one out here if you, I apologize. Let me get up here for one.
Looks great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I rode a bike right down there.
Oh, okay.
Sundays, yeah, yeah.
$55, sir.
That is the tree, that is the preacher stand, and the two trees were hanging over at the office. And treated back there, and of course, you'll see them down. They're down, we got the stumps removed, and we got straw in it because we haven't seeded it. So, with taking those trees down, it opened up the area, plus made the office safe.
Looks great.
And you can see the new walkway in there, and as you're looking at that picture, to the left is be where the bell is, we'll have the pad right off the side, and what we're thinking to the right, once we get the burn barrel built, we'll put a pad and sit there on that side. It sounds like a burn barrel, I don't know what else to call it, it's not just gonna be a barrel, the guys want to honor the Legion, so it's gonna have some stuff cut into it, so it'll be probably something that we can lock, won't be messed with, but it'll help promote that, just so you know. I'll let you know more when that comes, we're still kind of working on that. Third one is, I think we talked a little bit, foundations. We currently, today, they just bored them, we have 30 framed and ready to go. So as soon as I can, we're not gonna get freezing at night. We're gonna try to get an early jump on pouring those first batch. So that is set. Winter graves also down there to prep every year that we cannot, of course, we can't cut sod in the winter, so we just put dirt on. So we're getting ready to, once the grass starts growing and binding, and we've got it fertilized, once it gets ready to go, we'll start cutting. It's a little less than 60 graves. But so what we do is we go out and prep, we cut the dirt down, get some black dirt in it, and then we'll cut, fix, and then we'll start pounding inside and get it watered once the weather breaks. That's something these guys do and say how great it is. I mean, they'll do this in a week and a half. But I'm gonna brag on them a little bit. The Beaver Dam tree, where beyond the sunset sits, that had all piles of limbs, brush, you name it, taller than me, and that whole section, you couldn't see it. The whole road was full of. Beaver Dam came that morning about 9:30 to cut up the big logs because we couldn't lift them. And just stood there and went, you're kidding me. They had that all cleaned up down to the road. So we hauled brush to the street and logs to the back, and we just do it as a group, and we all cut. So we got it cleaned up pretty quick. So I was quite proud of them for that. But so we have the winter graves. The last one, Max, you may have to jump into this a little bit too, and not this part of it.
Yeah.
The southwest side of the cemetery, which is by Grant Street, actually by where I live, where we put the last road in, the property dips, and then we have some of the wetlands that kind of come into us from the other property, and then it flattens out where I know we can do more. That's usable land. We have all this filled dirt. We have put, I'm gonna guess 35 loads in there so far, 35, 40 from the back. And I'm leveling it, and I'm bringing that up to usable land. So we can use and fall off, and I'll do the hills, so it's all taken care of. But it's nice up here and then it goes down, and I can bring it up some so it's usable property for cremation garden, whatever, or Max's project. What do you call the what?
Well, mine was when you first entered, so that should be the south,
Is where you want it, okay.
yeah, when you first come in, that big area, it's swamp.
Okay, well, I didn't know because
Yeah.
Judy got a hold of me with this meeting, and I'm like, we're doing it, so.
Well, we're looking at it.
Okay, the watershed foundation's coming out, I went, okay, I hope they don't ask me where it's going, because I have no idea. Max had no
Well,
idea.
I thought, it's that whole area that's just low.
Sure,
We first entered the cemetery to the right. And I'm thinking about putting some kind of feasibility, putting in kind of a water garden or a meditation garden, meditation water garden, kind of like a Japanese garden type thing. 'Cause as soon as I got back from Japan, I took some pictures, and this would be great in that spot right there.
And that, yeah.
And you have, if, again, see the feasibility of it, if it's easily dipped out and can take what we've dipped out and either across the street for you or make it a little higher for maybe a path for people to walk around, some benches, you know, just kind of spruce it up a little bit, plus it can be a place for people to walk and sit and reflect.
And I'm all in. I just was,
Yeah, no,
I was
I know.
just shocked when I got the
Well,
thing. Okay, because I have, so me, because I want to be prepared, I've been out, there's like 4 different locations we could go.
Yeah.
And this was one we could, because I didn't know how quiet, whatever.
Yeah.
But where you're going, which is by the flag somewhere? We're
As
close?
soon as you walk, as soon as you go through the
Just down from the
the
heart.
front entrance, no, as soon as you go through the front entrance, over to the right.
Anywhere in
Okay,
that
so,
area.
so out by the front, okay.
Out there at the
And I
front.
believe halfway down on the right, way in, back in the old days, there was a fountain in there at one time.
Okay.
Well, what I'm saying this is part of this, and I wanted to discuss a little
Yeah,
bit with
right.
everybody, so we'll just kind of bring it into that. I'm getting hold of Dairy Electric. They bored my water, my new drain out the back. I'm gonna have them come in right off, or get a price, I shouldn't say have them, I gotta get a price yet. The parking lot there at the chapel,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so right before the parking lot, kind of on the left-hand side there,
Right.
I wanna put a water station. So I wanna get a price to bore from there into my pit. And then I want him to turn and bore under that road across, because I wanna light up the flags.
Yeah,
Okay, so doing that will determine the size and how much power I can get through there if I need water for this source there. So I'm getting power to that side,
Yeah,
which will help
right.
us if I have to run a fountain or something.
Sure,
Okay.
sure, okay.
Which is okay, that's perfect.
Well,
I
that's
didn't-
just, again, I'm just, you know, that's a lowland that we're never gonna use, like we talked about, it's always swampy and,
Yep.
you know, caskets will float in there and.
Yep. Yeah, we can't, it's muck is what it is. and I-
Let's do something
yeah.
with it and see what's feasible, and see it.
Yeah, and I need plenty of help, because if there's matting has to go in, whatever.
Well-
But the thing is, where I'm talking would be another good one, because that's a wetland back
Yeah.
by there.
Yeah.
And you could kind of secure it if you were going more quiet. Because then,
Yeah.
that would help another phase, because I want to put power
Well,
off of Grant, no, I want to put power Granite Street, because I want another
Right,
electronic gate
Yeah.
there, because I want eventually, once I get talking to Jeremy, and I'll have to go through all the neighbors where I live, is that would be another great access into the cemetery now,
Sure.
because it lines up with my other road.
Yeah.
But if they don't want all that,
Yeah.
I don't want to upset the neighbors. If they think it's
Yeah.
too much traffic, then I won't. We use it, probably usually every Thursday. I open it up and the trash guys come in. Instead of them driving all the way around, they can come down Grant Street, come back, pick up my trash and head out. And it would just, my old gate, I need to put a new one. I'd love to put a power one, so that me calling NIPSCO saying, can you set me a pole there? So it's just another one, but we'll work on it. I
yeah,
just
well,
wanted to-
Nate, you know, I got a hold of Nate Bosch just to say, where do I even start with this? And he said, well, he'd set up a meeting, I didn't know he was gonna set one up out at the
Oh,
cemetery.
that's fine, that's fine, that's okay. Yeah.
So otherwise, I'll let, you know, I just see.
No, totally fine.
What's involved in putting in like a pond, you know, I know you gotta dip it out, do you have to have a clay bottom, you know, I just wanna get some ideas.
Yeah, because excavating, we can do a lot of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
A lot of that excavating, get it ready, but yeah, I'd never put one in, so yeah.
Yeah, that's-
And I know you're helping with funding and all that
Yeah,
stuff,
sure.
and that's cool that we're getting that started. So you understand there may be something like that. Wouldn't be bad, because like I say, we get so many people in there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just, it's
Or if
fine
you're
to
gonna
be
try to
someplace.
spruce up the entrance, that'd be a nice little,
Because you never know. It's just like the 2 benches I put cremation garden. I mean, you spend the money and you're like, will they use it? There are people in it all the time, looking over it.
so Sunday when I rode through there on the bike, there was
Yeah,
ladies sitting there
yeah, so,
reading the book.
I don't mind if it's a place they just come and relax. I mean, a lot of them come see their families and spend time, and
Yeah.
that's what it's all about. So, cool, I just want to kind of segue into that, because that was coming up, so there may be another water thing in front. Last thing I have is, and I apologize, next board meeting, I will be gone that week. So can we move it to April 11th?
I'm also done that week too.
Are you?
Yeah, it's spring break.
Yeah. So that's up to you guys. If you want, or sometime, it can be the 18th, whatever. I just will not be here the 4th unless you, well, if you're not gonna be here, you don't
April
want
11th's fine with me.
I'm good with it.
April 11th? Okay. Media, is that okay?
We'll try to send stuff out. Yeah.
Sorry.
trouble.
It's your job, right? So, yeah, you just tell me when to be here, I get it.
So I
Okay, so we'll
guess-
move that to April
Yeah,
11th then.
11th.
All right.
Yeah, talking too much, I want to quit, but I'm excited about this year. There's a lot of cool things going on, I think, and stuff going. The last thing, I guess, I almost forgot, my youngest employee that's with me, Braxton Wilson, will be leaving. His last day is tomorrow. His dream was to be a police officer. He tried Warsaw, and he ended up second. And I said, Bub, you gonna try again? And he kind of looked at me, it's fine. When he did through all his training stuff, he was on city time, he took the truck, whatever. I mean, I'm all about promoting that kind of stuff. It's not because of me, it's because of his dream. He lives in North Manchester. He got called up to the North Manchester Fire Department, or Police Department, excuse me, and is getting ready to start and go through his stuff next week. That's where he's
Good for
from.
him.
His family's there. Yeah, he's a hometown boy, and it's what he wants to do. And if he apologizes one more time, he's not gonna make it. I'm like, stop. You know, it's not that he wanted to leave, it's a dream, and that's what we do. We don't go to hold them, we want them to hit their dreams. And
Right,
this is one.
sure.
Will I miss him? Yeah, great worker. So we're in the process, I've reviewed one, I've got 2 Friday, and we're just proceeding on. If we don't get anybody right away, we're okay. We used to do it with 5 and me, so it's not like a crisis. I mean, it's nice to have that 6th man, it really is. So we'll find somebody, but I just want to let you know that's going. And then they give it kudos to Braxton, he did very well in his first year. I told him I learned something valuable. Don't get a guy a raise after his first year, an extra raise, because he got his raise and I got him bumped up because he was doing so well, and then you're leaving me. So, but with that, I'm done. I'm sorry, I hope I didn't talk too fast. Do you have any questions, anything I can answer?
I visited the cemetery with Al, and gracious with his time, spent a few hours over there, so it's amazing what he's able to do, and just appreciate how you've given him the time to visit.
Sure.
Thank you.
He didn't stop me on anything, which I'm surprised. So someday they're gonna pull the reins and say, I'll quit. You know, whatever, so. His lovely sister sits there like, you really need to do that? Yes, shh, no, stop. Yeah.
I got the list from her.
Yeah, because I didn't get the call right away, came up and he was there, and then I dropped him off, and I couldn't go to work because they were talking, I had to stay out in the cemetery for a while, I was like, scolded or whatever, but no, I'm sure they had a great time. Nope, she does a great job, her job is to question, I don't have any problem with anybody questioning, my guys question me, if they're not questioning me, I'm not doing anything. And they understand at the end of the day, it's me, I have to do stuff, and there's certain things I can't, but, they're very open. And I want to promote too, I think you guys know, I have 2 that'll be finishing up 2 weeks in that Leadership Academy. So I have been through, one other's been through, these 2, everybody wants to go through. I think Denny's doing a good job with this leadership.
Right.
Not only leadership, some of the core values are great he's talking about, but it gives, in my 17 years, and I think you can say this too, all the departments, when we have stuff, are pretty well segregated, they're separate, they don't mix a lot. Joe getting.
That redheaded stepchild.
Well, but when Joe decided to get dunked in the dunk tank, I could see a lot of them mingling, and I thought that was so cool. This series that Denny's putting on is departments from all over. And complain, concerns, it's done very great, they can open up. And my first employee I said, what did you learn? He goes, the city cares about me. I've known it for years, hard to promote that. And they've made friends elsewhere, and people they contact with. So Denny's doing a great job, I wanted to give him another word on this. So I have 2 set up for the next one to go. So that they're just about completed on this. So just want to give that, I'm done, unless you have anything else for me, so Mr. President, all yours.
I did, we met the other night at the Legion, and they are looking at placing the flags on Armed Forces Day, Saturday, May 18th. I told them they do need to get a hold of Young Tiger football and coordinate that a little differently than last year. But they're working on it. They have a new chairman, but we're gonna place flags in the Memorial Day ceremony will be on May 27th, and it starts at 10:30, and the main ceremony is at 11. So, but those 2 dates, those 2 things are set. And then we're looking at we're looking at Flag Day, but that's still in discussion, how we're gonna do that.
Mhm.
You and I talked about possibly people could drop flags off at the cemetery office that day on June 14th, so,
The day you're burning?
yeah,
Well, they don't drop them off the office. We'll open that back gate and they can drive through.
they can just drive through then.
Leanne will
We'll
have
work
Leanne
that.
park somewhere
Okay.
else if it's a business day, or either way, we'll open the back gate. They can come so they can
Okay.
see what you're doing and drive through.
Okay,
Or they can park in front of the office and be part of it, whatever they want to be.
I'll share that with them too, so,
Because it's perfect. They can
Yeah.
just drive in, come, go out the back if they want. That would help some of the elderly if they're not real mobile and can't get out, they want to bring flags, or how it works. We can do it either way.
okay, all right, good.
But
That's the
was that
3 days
wrong?
we did talk about at the Legion though, so I'm kind of getting that, trying to get that all shored up now. I said, you really need to be shoring it up now
Yeah.
and getting the word out. Because they need, the other thing I told them is they really need to get out word that anybody that could come help put flags out, they need all the help they can get, because there's a ton of, there's a ton of flags.
They
Yeah.
miss quite a few.
Yeah, so we're gonna work on that too.
And see, last year, they did do it early enough. 'Cause what we do is usually it's a week or so ahead of time.
Yeah,
And then as we're mowing, my guys have flags in between their legs as they're mowing. So
Yeah.
if they see one, they can sit and go.
yeah,
And we did have a lot of time to do that
Yeah.
last year. There was different groups. It was great to see. We had work release women come and do it. There was another group, and then I had 2 or 3 groups. It's cool. They're getting people involved.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah,
If I knew, I'd go out and read or whatever. I mean, that's fine. One thing to that, so you understand, and press and mayor, because it could come to the mayor's office, somebody over the winter has placed flags in the ground in the circles. Okay, I can't have that. We're gonna knock them over weed whacking. So once the weather breaks, I'm gonna pick them all up. I'll have them, and I'll be glad to put them out in winter, but I don't know who it is. I don't know how to get to anybody. But if somebody would say something, I have them, and in the winter, we'll put them back out. They didn't put them in the holders. They're in the ground, and they're gonna get ruined, is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And some are missing now, so I'm gonna collect them, hang on to them, and then we can put them out. And if there's some missing, I'll fill in. I have a few. That's fine to do. I don't mind them flying in the winter. It's the whole idea is to honor them. If they wanna put them in the holders, I guess I could do that. Some have, some don't. So, we can,
I think also if we could, and some family members do a real good job, other graves, I don't think anybody visits the graves anymore, but as people can reset those flag holders, it would really help, because some of them, and it's in the older section that's a challenge, because they don't have a lot of visitors in that area anymore.
no, they don't. We
So
clean them,
I've even
so,
been out there
Yep.
when I have time resetting some of those, but it's a lot of work. You and I worked on the
Yep,
Civil War
yep.
circle.
And what's
It's a
really
lot of
weird,
work.
and they'll spin off.
Yeah.
They'll spin off their things. The weather, honestly, everybody thinks we hit them. We do hit
No,
some, and I
no, it's
replace them. But with that metal piece and the flag, with the wind doing, they do
Yeah.
this. And so how the flag goes in and how it's bolted on, it'll snap.
Yeah,
And it's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
The last Legion marker I got is plastic.
yeah,
And it's,
Yeah, they're not
they
Yeah,
were
those
not-
aren't good.
so,
No, and I know that we're gonna have some headaches on that one, because they're gonna come in and think they're destroyed, and so we'll figure out what to do. I'll see budget-wise, I'll talk council, whatever, maybe I can afford to have some to replace. We'll see. The metal ones are pretty expensive. I mean, they're $30-40 a piece.
yeah, they're not cheap, so,
Yeah. So we've seen, I understand why they did it, don't get me wrong, that's not bad, I'm just saying the deer, those are gonna wind whip and.
yeah, they won't last.
Yep, they'll snap.
The only other thing, and I want to say this on behalf of a lot of people, Hal, but thank you very much for your work on the recent funeral for Randy Wagner.
Oh, my
You
pleasure.
went the extra mile, and
It's okay.
that was an interesting day,
Mhm.
but thank you for all your heart, and that's coming from a lot of people who said, they were all thanking me, and I said, you really need to be thanking him, because he did all the work out here at the cemetery, so thank you very much, I really
Nope.
appreciate it. So,
Honestly, your article was great too, just
Oh, well,
to
thank you.
understand, I know, I can say this publicly, I mean, we know Randy was kind of a pain of the city. I knew him before he was that. I knew where his heart was, he had a great heart. We were athletes, he was not, he could have been, never was. He hung with us, and so in gym class, we had the boys' basketball locker room, we changed there, it was 3 or 4 of us. he asked to change, he was in there, and when he'd get mad, he'd apologize and everything else, and the demons just got a hold of him, and he couldn't get away from it. So it was cool to see that many people come for somebody like that, touching it. That didn't have anybody. So I know the whole family from growing up or whatever, so no, I didn't mind at all. I was thankful he had a lot.
Yeah.
It was, and to you, I'm sorry, we have the money to do the, his death thing. I will get a hold of him and get that done. Yep. Mhm.
Well, I think it's a credit to the city of Warsaw that we allowed this man to die with dignity, you know, so thank you, Warsaw. You know, everybody's been given, it's not me, okay, it's the city of Warsaw. Everybody worked hard on that situation, and so, but I was amazed at how many people did come, and it was,
I didn't think there would be.
I didn't think there was either.
So we know, Jeff, they didn't have money like to do a service stuff, so we opened up the chapel. So,
Yeah.
it's knowledge, people had asked. In a pinch, it's a city-owned building, and if we have to do it, in my life, it's no different than a young couple losing a baby, not having any money.
Yeah.
The city owns a lot. It's that simple. That's what we're here to do.
Well, it speaks well of our community, so, and it speaks well of our cemetery too. I consider Oakwood Cemetery a treasure anyway, so we should be very grateful for what we have, so. But thank you. Anything else we need to bring up? So we will meet the 11th then,
The 11th.
next month. Any other business? Thank you again, everyone, for coming, and
Back to you guys.
meeting's adjourned.
Cool.
Did you see how he set you up a little while ago? He's talked about how all of a sudden, nobody really got along until after Joe got dunked in his dunk tank.